everyone and welcome back. This is another section of my series on how to put together an AR15, and in this part we're going to do the upper itself. I have the Black Rain Ordnance stripped upper here, so we're going to put the dust cover on, the spring and the rod, and the little cotter pin or little C-clip that actually hold that together. So let's get started. Okay, so first we're going to take our rod and we're going to feed it through the end right here. Okay, there we go. It's a little tough to get that spring to move. And then we'll jam this rod through. Well, let's push the rod through. And then I want to get it to come out right down here at the, right down there. So we can get that to tap in. There we go. And you notice there's like an indentation right here where that little C-clip's going to go. So getting close to that. This could be a little tough getting on, but see if we can't do it. Alright, so we got our C-clip on. Dust cover appears to have enough spring to it. So that's going to be pretty cool. Alright, and once we get the upper or the hand guards on, this is going to keep that rod from coming out, because at this moment we can actually just pull it straight out. Okay, as you can see, we've got our upper clamped in the vise using that block. I've got our roll pin. Put a little oil on the spot where we're going to get that sucker started. And hold it with my pliers. So now that we've got it started, we're going to put our forward assist in. Okay, got the cotter or the roll pin in there. Just need to finish it off. And as usual, I'm using a larger punch than I actually need, so I can get a good solid hit on the top of that roll pin. And once I get it down low enough, then I'll switch to a smaller pin, or punch rather. And there we have it. Clean that off. So there we go. Got our pin in, got our forward assist all ready to rock and roll. Alright, so the next step is to put the gas block on. Now the gas block, if you're unfamiliar with it, it basically, when the bullet is shot out of the barrel, a little bit of gas is diverted into the gas block and then directed back into the action with the gas tube, and that is what cycles the bolt and what makes it semi-auto or full auto, depending on what you have. But this is the gas block we're going to use, and our first order of business is to put the roll pin in this. And you notice the gas block is sealed here at one end, but there's a hole drilled out of the side here, and that's for the gas to go into the gas block and up into this tube and then travel back into the bolt. So we're going to put that in here like so. Oh, actually, it goes this way. So this hole is going to line up with the hole inside the gas block. So we'll get that nice and lined up, and then we'll use our roll pin that came with the Yankee Hill gas block, and we'll just tap that in just like any other roll pin. Okay, so we got our gas block and gas tube put together with the roll pin. I had to put it in the vise and it took me a while to get it in there, so I didn't show any of that, but you know, it's a pain. It's got to get it in there somehow. So we'll set this aside, and next we're going to take our upper hand guard here, and we're going to take these screws right here, how it mounts, back those off a bit. Should be fairly loose already. then we're going to pull this out. This is what's going to hold the barrel to the upper. So we'll set that down, take our barrel, slip it in. We have the alignment pin right here, and we're going to line that up right here with our upper. Just going to slide that in. Nice tight fit. There we go. And you'll notice that this does have the M4 feed ramps right in here that are cut into the upper, so that's a nice little plus. The cut ramp, the ramps are supposed to help with feeding that M4 style. And then we're going to put this retainer on. So we're going to slide that over the barrel like so. And then we're going to screw this in. Alright, so that is going to hold the barrel to the upper. Okay, next we're going to have to torque this down, and Troy sent a specialized part, or a specialized tool rather, with that handguard. So let me put it in the upper vise block and then we'll torque that down. Okay, I don't have a torque wrench. It recommends not going over 60 pounds. So I'm just going to do this by feel and take a wild, uneducated guess at it. So I'm just going to tighten this up. And I'm sure I'm not getting 60, but that's alright. I will keep it checked. See if it doesn't come loose on me, then I can always tighten it up. Okay, I've got the barrel attached now to the upper, and on the nut here, you've noticed, you can, well, let's see if I can get that in the light properly. This, these little curves right here line up with the gas hole. That is for the gas tube. So let's put the gas tube and the gas block on. The gas block can get pretty tight right around in here, so what I like to do is put a little oil on there. That'll help slide it on a bit more. And then we need to make sure our tube is all lined up and ready to go in that hole. And just kind of push it in. And our gas hole is going to line up at the top of the gas block, as long as we keep all that nice and straight. So let me take a look. Let me eyeball down the barrel of this thing. Yep, looks like it's pretty doggone straight. Okay, so I'm going to believe it's safe to assume that the holes are nice and lined up. So let's put our screws in to hold the gas block in place. And these screws have a little bit of Loctite when they came with the from the factory rather. You know, plus if these things ever do come loose, you can always tighten them up later on. I keep an eye on my stuff pretty regularly. Alright, that looks pretty good. So here is our upper assembly. Now we need to put the handguards on. So this is just going to slide on and those little fingers are going to reach right in there. So let's do that. There we go. So now we'll tighten these screws up right here. And this will basically clamp this in place. And notice how it's not, you want to make sure that these line up properly right there. So that's, I usually put a scope mount on there or something to kind of help it align. But I'm gonna skip that, forego that, and just kind of eyeball it for now. This is something you can come back later on and adjust as needed. There we go. Alright, so that's pretty close. Got them lined up pretty good. Look at that, not much barrel sticking out over there, huh? And the gas block's right there in the middle, like I said, or not in the middle, but well underneath the rails itself. So this will give you a good grip on the gun. All right, so next let's put the muzzle on, the muzzle brake. All right, so now we're ready to put on the muzzle brake, and I have my crush washer and the muzzle brake. You notice there's a definite bevel to the crush washer. We want to have that bevel towards the gun, towards the barrel itself, just like so. So I'm going to slide that on, and then I'm going to take my muzzle brake and just kind of start screwing it on. Once I get to about this part right here, that's where I'm going to get my wrench. And I believe with this particular compensator from JP that it doesn't have to be timed. And what timing means is having it canted one way or another. So I'm basically going to tighten this up to where it's vertically up and down. Now, if I was right-handed, I believe it would be canted to the right a little bit if you had to time the compensator. And that'll help reduce the muzzle rise, or the way it torques. So there we go. Alright, now I'm going to put the tactical latch together, the oversized tactical latch. So I'm going to punch out this this little pin right here, another roll pin. And I'll pop that right in. Alright, so when I pop this out, I just want to take it partially way out. You can see how it's still inside there. So then we'll take the new one and we'll put it in and try to get that to line up. It's kind of a bear to get these holes to line up. Alright, so here's our tactical latch put on. Here's the old one, so you can really see how much more surface area that gives you to grab a hold of. Aside from this, I really just don't like those. I like something a little larger for racking the slide. So let's put the charging handle in, drop in our bolt. Alright, let's take a look at the other side. That's pretty nice. I really like the way that looks. Well, that's how to put it together an upper. And thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more competition shooting and gun reviews. Thanks.